What can the government do now that we have seen days of heavy fighting in the streets of Bangkok, now that Chedeng is declared dead, and now that manifestations seem to be spreading to places in the north and the northeast of the country?
Well, the current red shirt political rally started since 12th of March. It has been more than 2 months. From the beginning, the rally had been peaceful, well managed, well conducted, and the government had allowed these protesters to exercise their constitutional right by facilitating and allowing them to gather in a peaceful manner. Subsequently, the protesters turned violent and crossed the line. So it had in itself transformed from a peaceful rally into an illegal gathering because it involved violence. And because of that, the government declared a state of emergency and tried to negotiate to find a political solution. The Prime Minister himself met with protest leaders twice, and the negotiation broke down. The government, the Prime Minister, subsequently make a major concession by offering to call for fresh elections on the 14th of November in conjunction with the overall 5-point roadmap. And this 5-point roadmap had been welcomed by most sectors in the society, including the red shirt. But eventually, somehow, the hardcore elements within the red shirt wanted not to end violence through this political settlement and continue their illegal activities. So the current situation, as we witness, the government having tolerated the situation for more than 2 months at the expense of public disorder, at the expense of tourism and many other instability, had to enforce the law. And by enforcing the law, the government had strict guidance to the security forces to achieve the objective of clearing the area, minimizing the losses of life. So what we have witnessed in the streets of Bangkok are those militant elements who continue to use violence to resist this settlement. The government is hoping that at least the women and children and protesters, innocent protesters who would like to leave, would be allowed to leave the area.
Yeah. And is there anything that European governments can do to ease tensions or to mediate in a way out of this conflict?
Well, I have been in close touch with the European Union, the Commission in particular, the European Parliament. The High Representative, Baroness Catherine Ashton, had given 2 statements so far appealing for calm and for political dialogue, appealing for restraint and regretting the losses of life. I had reported before the Parliament, European Parliament, that her statements had been very friendly and objective and welcomed by the Thai side. I don't know whether in the course of today or this week there will be another statement. It's up to the European Union. But so far, I think we have received these sentiments of understanding of the difficulty in which the elected government, the Prime Minister, is finding himself in, namely to try to enforce the rules of law, but at the same time try to minimize the losses of life. It's not easy when the other side had the elements of armed infiltrators ready to react with fatal weapons against the security forces.
Okay, and for many Europeans, Thailand is a country of the devoted Buddhists, so the violence from protesters and army alike seems to be out of place. Can you comment on the place Buddhism has in this standoff?
Well, the most beautiful things that we have very is well endowed in Thailand is Buddhism and the teaching of Dharma. Clearly, the ongoing violence showed that there had not been enough Buddhism within those parties concerned who resort to violence, because if you have enough practice and realization of what Buddhism means, violence would be rejected, and the peaceful way of resolving differences would be the most preferred path. And Lord Buddha and the Sangha, the group of monks, all have this teaching. We simply do not have enough of Buddhism and the feeling of restraint and tolerance that we are famous for.
Yeah, and what's the position of Sangha taken?
Sangha teaching obviously had appeal for calm, had appeal for the desisting from the use of violence. The other night I saw 500 Buddhist monks praying at the Victory Monument, and I think we should take heed during this painful period of what Buddhism is all about.
Yeah, okay. And something completely else. What's the impact of the red shirts demonstrations on the Thai economy?
Well, the tourism is the worst hit area, obviously, when you have the sit-in and occupation in the heart of Bangkok, the shopping district. It's like when you have 15,000 people camping at the Avenue Louis or in the business district of Antwerp. That cannot be tolerated in this part of the world, but in Thailand we have given them the right to express their views, and now that it had gone too far, I think as far as exports and investments are concerned, we have not seen a substantial or significant impact yet. So what I can say clearly is the tourism that have been the largest and the clearest victims as a result of this.
Yeah, and is it comparable to the occupation of the airports by the yellow shirts a couple of years ago?
Well, I must say that a lot of international travelers remembers and are very dreadful when they think about the occupation of the airport by the yellow shirt. And since then, I think even the yellow shirt themselves knew that it had backfire on them. The public got very angry and reject completely this kind of tactic. And the government had to make a clear precaution plan to make sure that nothing like that will ever happen. By the way, the government is also planning a new piece of legislation on the right and the exercise of the public place to express their constitutional right, and this will make it up to the international standard that the protest organizers will have to inform and seek permission from the police, and there have to be some sort of restriction that would not make the situation what we have witnessed in Bangkok.